And so it just, those myths, those ideas are still out there. That's
like,
what we're fighting
like the
against.
imbalance of power in a relationship. What, no matter what kind of a relationship it is, it's the imbalance of power that makes it an abuse. Right?
Yeah.
So I see that you brought something with you, Ocean. You want to tell us about what that is?
Yes, I'm not sure that it will show up.
It's okay. You can talk about it.
This is
Want me to
my
hold it?
this is my life flower that I made. I think it was during, yes, it was originally done during one of our groups, our classes, and here it represents,
There's roots under the ground.
yeah.
Because it doesn't show up on the camera, I can tell.
Yeah. Okay, so there's, around here, there's the end of the soil, and you can see a flower above the ground and roots below the ground. And the roots are symbolizing who went into who I am, like who people have helped me become who I am, the things that went on in my life, my morals. And the soil is that gave me life and supports me, and that would be my mom. And so when this is all said and done and finished and on a wall, it's going to have mom written across the soil. And the stem of it is the time in my life that I was in an abusive household. And the leaves are different things that happened to me during the time.
Your brother and sister.
Yeah, my brother and sister, my Uncle Cruz, a whole bunch of people, and also things that happened to me, like moving from my hometown and having to make new friends. And I have here, it kind of looks like a ladybug. It's an aphid.
Okay.
And it's eating away at the stem. And it represents something that hurt me throughout there. Something that made it difficult for me to grow and challenged me. And then the actual flower piece, the center of it is me, and blooming from there are the petals, and they represent what I've chosen to do with my life and the people that I have in my life now. And I'm excited to.
Yeah, that's going to be great when it's all fleshed out. So now you're a student at Mac High, I understand. Okay, so are you going to be involved with the group that puts together all this, the graphics and all the art as well?
Yeah, I'm hoping to start a group going at Mac High, a group of kids that are willing to get the knowledge and spread the knowledge and work with the kids at MACA too. And that would be good to mesh those groups.
Well, and Ocean's also really into drama. And so
Oh, okay.
and so we have found that reaching other teens, a good way is through short skits and through drama and theatrical play. So I'm hoping that I can get her to come up with something really cool to do, fun and interesting, maybe to present to like middle schoolers.
You know what I like is that like they did at OCASVA that time, that when the interrupting behavior, where so what's happening is it's a scene that's playing out, and then every time something happens that needs to be interrupted, somebody from the audience is supposed to speak up and
say freeze.
Freeze. So like stopping that behavior, and as somebody's just chatting away, somebody says freeze, and it really points out to the audience. That's the behavior that we want to interrupt. Right there, that's what it is. And I think that's really effective, actually, because it makes you think about just all the different kinds of situations that come up and how much we take for granted in everyday conversation,
Yeah.
Especially probably, among your peers at school. There's lots of stuff that probably needs to be interrupted that, just...
If you had all the time in the world, you probably still couldn't do. But I think that's one of the keys, is being able to interrupt something that's exceptionally, degrading or really offensive.
So now, Cindy, you've been doing this work for quite some time. So how have you seen your work kind of evolve and grow?
Well, we live in a pretty conservative county, and it was really difficult to get the schools to let me come in and talk about sexual assault. So you kind of change it to sexual assault prevention, let them know it's about developing healthy skills, healthy relationship ideas, rather than focusing on where you need to go and what you need to do. So kind of promoting it as a self-help kind of a thing. And that took a while, but eventually we got in there, and you know, we had a couple of teachers that were a little uncomfortable that we weren't particularly saying, you know, don't have sex. But I'm not there to teach sex ed. I'm there to teach sexual assault prevention. And
Exactly.
so even if you choose to be abstinent, sexual assault can happen to you.
Absolutely.
And so talking to the boys and the girls about that, and it just, I think once the teachers saw it in action, then they came on board pretty quickly.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I've gotten a good, really good reception from all of the high schools. There's one that I was only at one time, but we're hoping to get back in there.
Now, what about the middle schools? Where are you with the middle schools? That's probably dicey.
It's a little dicey. When I approached them, it was middle schoolers don't have relationships.
Right.
That's what they told me, when I know that 12 and 13-year-olds are having babies. So I said, okay, well, I'll come back later. And I actually approached the counselor, one of the counselors at Dunaway, and I said, you know, are there students that you identify that have come to you with relationship problems? And she goes, you know, there is. And I said, well, what if we, you know, get a healthy relationship group going, see how it goes, and we're planning on starting that in the fall.
You know, because it really does seem, I mean, again, thinking back to my 300 years ago in middle school, junior high, whatever, that's the time to start, really, because that's when kids are, they're not
crushing all over each other.
Yeah, they're not little kids anymore, and so they're kind of getting to that really interested stage with zero skills.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what to do or how to do it, or, you know.
Well, and you having us on today, you know, during Arts Alive, and it's like, what are you guys talking about? What does it have to do with art? Well, not only did Ocean find kind of a way to work through some things, which we're going to actually implement this as an activity in all of our groups. So,
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. Is that we're also going to be just having open communication among the kids, you know, the teens, and letting them know that their relationships are valuable. A lot of times what we can do as adults is it's not really love. You don't know what love is, but to them that's what it is at the time. And so validating that their relationships are important. You know, that's
they're important.
Yeah, and the way that they feel is the way they feel, whether it's how I felt at that age or not. But having
or whether or not you like the boy.
That's, well, and then your friend goes and tells them, and then
right.
Well, and knowing that at that age, you know, that's when we start crushing. That's when hormones, puberty, everything takes over, and you know, they start getting into Facebooking and MySpace around that age, and so having the teenagers like Ashley and Ocean kind of developing those social networking sites. You know,
with your message,
with our message,
right?
Because I need their voice. You know, I'm the 40-something-year-old lady from the shelter, and so their voice is what needs to be heard. And so, having Facebook pages, blogs, you know, mass texting, you know, that goes out, you know, healthy relationship tip number 12 or something that, you know, that gets sent out so that the kids feel validated and important.
You know, this is really interesting because I was in the car with a friend of mine yesterday, and she was talking about her 16-year-old granddaughter, and that she's having a war, you know, with a former boyfriend, sort of on Facebook, very public. I mean, you know, grandma's reading it. I mean, it's nothing private about this. But you think since so many of us are on Facebook or MySpace or whatever, and so many people your age are, it's a great, I mean, it's not only is it amusing and entertaining, but it's also a fabulous opportunity for education, really.
Oh, yeah, I agree, it really is.
Yeah. And that's kind of the creative piece, I guess, of today and also of the future. I mean, you could put videos up. You could put your video up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard you say earlier that you are interested in photography. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, I just bought a new camera. It's a professional, like, SLR camera. I'm in love with it. I go out into my backyard or my side yard or, you know, somewhere during school with my class or something, and we'll take pictures. And there's actually still image arts class where we go out and take pictures and edit them on MySpace, or not MySpace, on Photoshop. And then some people do put them on MySpace, and, you know, people are like, oh, that's awesome. Or what some people do is actually make something out of scratch, out of the paintbrush tools and like I did something like that, and it was for it was for a sex ed thing, and everybody loved it.
Oh, cool.
My teacher actually put it up in her classroom.
Oh, neat. Okay. So you're really getting pretty creative through your art form. Okay.
I really
Yeah,
like it.
MACA really support the creativity inside, for the kids, and it really is. The school is more like a community. It's not, I'm the teacher, you're the student, here's your work, see you later. They really do develop themselves and their creativity, and they have suggestions, but basically it's student-led as far as their projects and the things that they do.
So are there like 120 kids in the school, or?
I think the maximum is like 400 and
But they only
something,
had like
but
180, I think.
Okay, was it
last
180?
year.
Yeah.
Last
I remember seeing that number somewhere, but then I forgot. Okay. I knew it was pretty low, so.
Well, and Ocean would be such a fit at MACA. I mean, she would just fit right in, but they don't offer drama, which is her
Okay.
passion. So it was like, if we could get that in there, then
I'd be
Well,
there.
yeah, it's just a different kind of thing. This
Yeah.
is more for people that are going into like photography and graphic arts and video production and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And you're the person they're going to be filming. You're the
Yeah.
actress.
yeah, that's
Oh, that's really cool. So, have you done a lot of drama?
Yeah, I've done a fair amount. I've taken as many classes as I possibly can at this point. The school I went to before didn't offer any drama. No arts class or anything. It was sad.
I know McMinnville has a great drama program.
They do.
That's going to
And
be
our
good.
drama teacher is
Then
amazing.
And we have gallery theater, so maybe you can get hooked up there. That would be really fun.
Yeah, what's the Christmas thing? Are they going to do Annie, I think?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not quite sure which one it's going to be. So do you think you'll be trying out for the fall play, whatever it is?
I think so.
Good.
It depends on my schedule at this point, but I'm hoping to.
Were you in a play this last year?
Yeah, I was in Bye Bye Birdie.
Were you?
Yeah, I was the old lady. And yeah,
So
I had a lot
do
of
you
fun.
sing and dance, or are you like a serious dramatic actress?
You give me material and I'll do it. I
Figure it
love
out.
being silly. I really do.
Okay.
But I can do serious too.
Well, yeah, if you were willing to play the old lady, I guess you are, huh?
That was more silly, actually.
Okay. So what do you have coming up? I guess the summer might be kind of a quiet time for you with the teenagers? Or?
Well, you'd think that it was, but I do keep in touch with the teenagers during summer. A lot of times they'll text, and have some questions or things that they want to bounce off. And, I do miss being in the schools, seeing them on a regular basis. I do miss that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any school in the county that does year-round schooling yet.
Yeah,
And hopefully if they do, it'll be after you guys graduate, huh? I know most parents think it's a great thing, and most kids think, no, don't want year-round schooling. But so you probably have a lot planned for the fall.
Yeah, we do. We're going to really get the Teen Action Board up and running at several different schools. And I think that it's just going to be, we're going to see some really great things happening.
So I'm guessing that you would probably love support from the community.
Always support from the community in any way. Volunteering, we'd love to have people go out to the schools with us. You can always donate to the teen program or any program that Henderson House offers. Supplies, things like that. I mean, really we exist because of the generosity of our donors.
Yeah, that's true. So it's mostly state and federally funded, I'm imagining. And
Yeah, not a whole lot of extras left over with that. So
anything that the community might want to do to support this program, and I think
Yeah.
it's very valuable. And I want to thank you, ladies, all three, for being on the show today.
Thank you.
You've been fabulous guests.
It's fun.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.